know that Biggie and Puffy are here tonight. Did you see them? Do you have anything to say to them at all?
Nah, but even if we saw them, we are businessmen. We are not animals. It's not like we're gonna see them and rush them and jump on them. If they see us and they want drama, we're gonna definitely bring it like only Dev Row could bring it. But we here as businessmen.
That women multiply whatever you give them, right? Like you give us a bag of groceries, we give you a 5-course meal. You give us a house, we give you a home. You give us a little something, maybe we give you a baby 9 months later. We multiply. But if you give us any grief, we'll give you 1,000 eggs. That's true too. Hey, am I right? Because we do so much for you. We do so much. We dote over you, we do all the things for you. And all we want is that little bit of sugar in return. That's it. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you looking at me like that? What? You think that you do a lot too? Yes, you do. Guys do a lot. I'm not trying to take that away from you. You do so much. But we do so much more.
Because we're all well aware of J-Lo's extensive dating and marital history, and yes, it is very extensive, it is a bit comical to hear her in her Las Vegas residency speak of all of the multiplication that modern women are bringing to marriages and men's lives these days, when if you're getting divorced 4 different times in one lifetime, not to mention all of her breakups, there's quite a bit of division going on. But it follows a kind of traditional trope that the women of yesteryear used to bring those kinds of multiplications and additions to men's lives. And it's only fair to continue that narrative, even if the women have completely changed.
I just saw a video of a man saying, ask that girl that you like for $50. I don't understand why men are so opposed and against walking in their naturally born roles. Why we have a generation of men who are so against being providers and leaders.
It's Happy New Year. I know it's the New Year's, but right now I am navigating a lot personally. I want to be honest and just take the time that I need to reset and just protect my own peace.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you
we don't care.
Jerry.
By today's modern woman's standards, this young lady is acting as if she has accomplished something when her greatest accomplishment, as much as I understand, was that she dated a very famous streamer that did the work before she even met the guy. And so this answers the question of the young lady before her. Why does a man ask a woman for money? It's a way of deciphering if she's there for your money or is she there for you. And this young lady is acting like, I just went through a difficult situation where I was dating someone that had a lot of money that was really in love with me, but I'm fighting my way through the tough times of the breakup. Interesting, because her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend learned a different lesson.
Try to play that gangster shit, but we M.O.B for motherfucking real.
What I try to tell you?
Girls are distractions.
Straight up.
I think a relationship is a distraction unless you're ready for that. A girl can hit you up talking about they want to do this with you tonight, and your deadass could be considered like, should I be streaming or should I do this?
This country, you gotta make the money first.
I'll be honest, like the first AMP crib we had, I was streaming for 4 hours. Oh, I gotta be done by 1 o'clock. You wanna know why? Because you feel me, the girl that I'm trying to link, she probably gonna get tired, sleep. Why am I thinking like that?
Then when you get the money, you get the power.
Once you get over that, it's over. Like, it's over. What, like, it's that all that is gonna come. Like, that's something I learned. Like,
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
L to the J. What's happening, baby?
We definitely had this beautiful closeness that was really intimate, but never physically intimate.
Sorry. He was, I mean, it was beyond friendship for us.
My husband and I have been together for 15 years. He's the epitome of the saying, he's a good man, Savannah. However,
these kinds of clips will continue to be good educational material because under the old model, if you were a good man, you protected and provided, you did your job. But under the new model, if you're not the Tupac to her Jada and you skip this most important step, there will always be an however for guys trying to date in this modern environment.
He's the epitome of the saying, he's a good man, Savannah. However, I've always known that he was in 2 other relationships, one with his mom and the other his career. He prioritizes and considers them without question, while I've proven my position and still feel like I'm in second place most times. How can I get him to always treat me like I'm number one without taking away from his other loves?
I think you got to be careful. The mama angle, I 100% agree. But in terms of a man's purpose, purpose comes first, baby. And the worst place that you can be is between a man and his purpose. A lot of women lose sight of what brought you to that man in the first place. A lot of women aspire for a lot of things, right? I want a successful man. I want a certain lifestyle. But a lot of women are not willing to sacrifice the time that it takes for that man to create that environment for you.
Kitty, why you keep making these faces?
If the video had ended there with Tripp saying that if the man is the protector and provider, it's your job as a woman to fit around him and be a compliment to him, it would have been a perfect video. But that's not how we do it in this modern dating environment. He needs to do more.
Kitty, why you keep making these faces?
I don't want to make this a gender thing because I don't want no one to use this against nobody. But women, we show up as friends, as mothers, as wives, as everything else. We show up and we still serve our husbands. But marriage is still a part of your purpose. Let's not forget that when you have a wife, that's where your favor comes from to begin with.
Because we do so much for you. We do so much. We dote over you. We do all the things for you. And all we want is that little bit of sugar in return.
So even in the purpose that you have with this business and everything else, you should still be able to prioritize your wife. Your wife is not a threat to your purpose. The problem is you have not been able to find balance in what you do.
And all we want is that little bit of sugar in return.
You've prioritized and tried to compartmentalize things, bring it together. Your wife can advance the things that you have. Prioritize your wife because then she can nurture and feed you and pour and invest into you so you can show up better in your life, so you can show up better in your business. I don't understand this conversation. I don't get that. And that's the reason why so many women feel like they are being neglected in their marriages, because y'all prioritize your careers.
And all we want is that little bit of sugar in return.
You laid down and made vows in front of God and said you were going to take care of his daughter. So if that is the case, then make sure you take care of your wife while you are still doing this, because I guarantee you when you no longer have that career, guess who's still going to be behind you?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
Nope. We still gonna be behind them. Nope. Y'all always want to play that. Y'all always want to play that, and not no.
And all we want is that little bit of sugar in return.
We have seen. I don't care. No, I ain't gaslighting nothing. That's the problem. I can't stand when y'all do that. I cannot stand that. Y'all are talking about those women who just came in there to use you to begin with. But the women who actually love you, if they see you fall off, it's those women they gonna fight behind you to make sure that you get back on your feet.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean by the Black nation.
I mean, Black people's lives, being self-determining, defining yourself, naming yourself, and having political power. We're a nation already without political power and military power. We're a cultural nation without political and military power. We're a nation, in captivity by another people, a people who have a totally different culture than we have, who cannot even relate to the things that we relate to. That is the problem.
I can't speak to the kind of relationships that Black people were having in the 70s because obviously I wasn't here yet. But at least here, the messaging sounds correct. There are some things that men are supposed to do, and there are some things that we as women are supposed to do. That part is noticeably absent from all conversations about what's supposed to happen in modern relationships. It's a continually growing list of patriarchy, men are oppressing us, men need to do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, and E, and women just need to show up. And of course, that might work if we were talking about more traditional women like we're seeing here. Notice I said more traditional because, again, I can't verify how traditional she is or was, but her message fits.
And as Black women, we have to be the inspiration for the nation, for our men. We have to start out into the community educating the children, educating ourselves. Because once we educate ourselves, the children will become educated, because we are the ones that teach the children. We are the ones that decorate the homes. We are the ones that are with both female and male children. We are the ones that the children look to as the image in terms of their daily education. So it is important that we don't get our values mixed up and feel that we have to educate the world. We haven't first educated ourselves. It's still always a self thing.
Indeed.
I mean, the world will relate to us once we can relate to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we are afraid of definitions and afraid to set guidelines because we might have to live by them. If you stand up and say a black woman should do this and that, then you might have to do that. But if you say, well, we don't have to say anything, you know, we can just do it. Do what? So like everybody can do their own thing. But every society needs a value system. Every society has a criteria in which they live by.
Every society has a criteria. Every society has a standard they must live by. She's not just talking about the standard for men. She's talking about the standard for women, or in our case, black women. That part has been totally removed from any conversations about what's supposed to happen in the modern relationship. The list for what men are supposed to do gets longer and longer and longer and longer. And the list for what women are supposed to do is essentially show up. It doesn't matter what I did before I met you. It doesn't matter what kind of habits or what kind of practices that are part of what I am or what I've become. You shouldn't care about that. You shouldn't care about who I was with in the past. All you should care about is the fact that I'm here, I'm the prize, and you're supposed to give things to me. Otherwise, you're not a man. That's the new messaging. And obviously, that doesn't fit for guys in this modern environment. But you know what does fit?
Then when you get the money, you get the power.
Try to play that gangster shit, but we M.O.B. for motherfucking real.
The continuation of the old trope that a good man provides and protects is one that's very useful to two groups of people. One, men that want to feel good about themselves in a modern environment and thinking that playing by the old rules are going to work. And two, modern women who want to have a relationship with men by the old rules but play by the new rules themselves. There's too much information to the contrary that if you're not the Tupac to her Jada, then you could end up like Will Smith on the biggest night of his life, being embarrassed, and she walks away, moves on her life, and a couple of months later, she's talking about how another man was her soulmate. It's an unfortunate reality, but the truth of the matter is, in this modern environment, it's not enough to just get the money first. You have to get the respect and the power, if you will. Some might say the power would be black men coming together and making some kind of formation or some kind of power grab in the modern society, but I'm talking about on the individual relationship level. As a man in a relationship, if you let it be known that, hey, listen, you can be here, you cannot be here, I'm going to be fine, or better yet, I'm going to be with you for a little bit of time and then I'm going to go back to my career because that's what comes first, then she has to find a place, fall in line, or she can leave. And that's something that even young Cenat has already understood, that changing your life, your career, what you're doing around for a young lady is the fastest way for her to say, you know what, this is not what I want to go do something else or be with someone else. Money, power, and respect, or as Tupac said, M.O.B, and M.O.B did not mean mob. If you know Tupac, you know what it meant. That's the way to move for guys, and that's the new script. And if you're not playing by that script in 2026, you're waiting to be Will Smith. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. Catch you next video. Take care, guys.